Hello, good day everyone. In this video, we will be talking about the topic of acoustics. We will start with the basics, and these are the important terms that you have to be familiar with in relation to acoustics and architecture. So first, let us define what is acoustics. Acoustics is a branch of physics studying all mechanical waves in all the phases of matter. We are most familiar with gases. And did you know that acoustics also travels in liquids and in solids as well? So it includes vibration, sound, ultrasound, and infrasound. Some of these sound we are not capable of hearing, but as you may know, certain species of animals have a more extensive sense of hearing. For example, dogs, bats, and some we are already familiar with the ability of bats to echolocate their surroundings. So, despite the lack of the sense of vision, they compensate by the sense of hearing. So, as humans, we have a certain threshold of sounds and sound waves that we are able to hear. So, it includes vibration. When we say acoustics, there is also vibration involved, all the sound that we hear, and the process of us hearing the sound would include vibration as well. So the sound wave, as it travels and reaches our ear, we have a part of the ear that we are we call eardrum. So it causes a vibration which then sends the sound that we hear so that we can process it. Okay? So what is the application of acoustics would be audio and noise control. And we should be able to control our audio and noise to make living more pleasant. So as you are familiar with the term noise o ingay, it is unpleasant sound. Uh, Basically speaking. Okay? So ano naman ang sakop nito? So marami itong applications. Acoustics is, of course, we need to study this as architects so that we can create a space that is inviting, that is comfortable, that is pleasant for the users, and also for the different functions of the space for it to be suitable. Next, what is architectural acoustics? Ang architectural acoustics naman can also be called room acoustics or building acoustics. So when we are designing the building, we take this into consideration. What are the goals? Una, to achieve good sound within a building. Ano ba yung masasabi natin na good sound? This varies from person to person. That is why we need to assess the users of the building and see what they really want in a space. Gusto ba nila sobrang tahimik? Gusto ba nila may konting ambient sound? How does it affect their mood or their productivity if it's in an office or within a classroom or a lecture hall? If it is a space intended for music, how do we enhance the quality of music? And how do we suppress noise and improve productivity? How much noise can be allowed or can be tolerated? So that is going to be discussed in architectural acoustics. Ano pa? Design considerations are the following: speech intelligibility, acoustic privacy, sound quality, and vibration reduction. We will discuss this further later on. Now, for speech intelligibility, how do we measure how comprehensible, naiintindihan ba ang sinasabi in any given conditions? And it is influenced by the environment or limitations on the communication channel. Now I am speaking to you via a device. I'm using my headphone. It has a built-in microphone which inputs the sound into my recording device, which is my computer. In a live setting within a classroom or a conference hall, paano mo ba mame-measure yung comprehensible speech? So some of your instructors, when talking to you face to face, and in a classroom of maybe 40 to 50 students, the instructor would ask, rinig ba ako sa likod? Naiintindihan ba yung sinasabi ko? Is it intelligible? Or simply naririnig ka ba? So as an instructor or a speaker, when you are not using devices such as a microphone, tatanungin mo hanggang saan ba dinig ang boses ko. Kung hindi siya dinig, ikaw yung mag-a-adjust bilang speaker or you will ask the audience to come closer to you. Now, how do we improve the hearing of the audience and the volume of the speaker's voice or how well it is being heard by architecture? Because we also create the environment wherein this happens, yung face-to-face learning or face-to-face discussion, debates. Our design affects the setting, kung paano ba siya naiintindihan. If you can, if you'll observe the classroom, kung konti lang kayo, it also has an effect on the hearing. Kung madami kayo in a classroom, that also affects the setting wherein nakikinig ka to a live speaker. Okay? Pwedeng dahil nagdadaldalan yung ibang tao, other people are making other sounds, or kahit natahimik ang lahat, iba din yung effect. You can also sense na in a room, ma-echo, kasi mag-isa ka lang, or dalawa lang kayo, or tatlo lang kayo, there are only a few people. Wherein, pag madaming tao, parang ang hirap makinig kahit tahimik kayo lahat. Because that has an effect on how the sound waves travel. Okay? So, speech intelligibility, naiintindihan ba yung speaker doon sa environment or sa setting wherein he or she is placed? Another thing is speech privacy. Of course, there should be some level of privacy, especially if you are in the workplace or in a private setting, for example, a bedroom or a living room. Or aside from the living room, which is a more public setting, you have somewhere that is a bit more private, like a breakfast nook. So, anong pagkakaiba nila? You would expect the other room, let's say, between a living room and a breakfast nook, you want the breakfast nook to have more speech privacy. Okay? For the user of the breakfast nook, okay, anak, papagalitan ng magulang yung anak, hindi sa living room. Pwedeng dalhin nung magulang dun sa, okay, pupuntahan kita sa room mo and then we will talk about something. Or pupunta tayo sa breakfast nook mag-usap because it's more private there. Bakit? Because maybe doon sa size ng space or sa material finishes nung space, it gives more speech privacy. So speech privacy is the inability for an unintentional, okay? Let me emphasize the term unintentional listener to understand another person's conversation. Okay? Especially sa Western setting, sa Europe, the sa US, yan, mga ganyan setting, they want speech privacy. Dito kasi sa Pilipinas, hindi masyadong uso yan, right? Uh, Most of our offices here are open, may kanya-kanya lang na tables, and then anybody can hear what anybody is talking about. Nandun tayo sa culture ng pagmamarites, 'di ba? While everyone, although hindi niya gusto makinig, pero because it's a given in our culture that everybody knows everybody and lahat ay may pakialam or concern. Okay? Quote and quote, concern. So, uh, we would like to introduce this as well kasi mas madaming tao ang mas conscious na and they want to be more private with their personal lives. That's why many offices now, hindi na siya table-table lang without cubicles, no? So there are some partitions para kahit papano yung user, he feels may certain level of privacy. But that partition is not very high or it's not floor to ceiling. The partitions are usually hanggang balikat lang ng taong nakatayo. So that when another person or a co-worker should come to your cubicle to ask about a certain um, issue or concern, pwede. Pero kung may kausap ka sa phone, if it's a personal conversation, they will not be able to hear. Or maybe you are in another meeting that does not involve the other members or the co-workers. You are assigned to a specific project. Hindi nila kailangan makialam. Okay? So yan yung ibig sabihin ng speech privacy, which can be attained by using certain materials and barriers. And next, the case for acoustic privacy, ito na. Acoustic privacy is the least satisfaction, has the least number of satisfied employees or workers. Yan yung sa tingin nila nako-compromise. Whereas general satisfaction, maintenance, okay, office layout, office furnishings, thermal comfort, ayan, kahit papano, medyo madaming hindi nakakapag-adjust, but you can just, kung nilalamig ka, as an office worker, pwede ka magdala ng shawl or a blazer. Air quality is good, lighting is good, but acoustic privacy is somewhat neglected. Okay, so it's our assignment or our task as designers, as architects, to provide a solution to this. Another thing is a sound quality, which is an assessment. Paano mo ba masasabi na mataas ang quality? If you are able to enjoy the sound or the acoustics. Intelligibility, as we mentioned earlier, naiintindihan ba? Or accurate ba? Kasi when we are talking about sound quality, this doesn't pertain only to music or listening to music. It also refers to, ganun din, discussions, lectures, pag may nagde-debate, naiintindihan ba, hindi ba nami-misinterpret yung words? Kasi ang sinabi mo, baka, iba yung lumabas or iba yung pagkakaintindi ng listener. Those are simple words. Okay? So, ganun, intelligibility is still very important. And if you have high sound quality, you can expect na intelligible talaga yung sound. Okay? Next, vibration reduction. Less vibration, less sound. Kaya pag napapansin ninyo sa mga kalsada natin, maingay. So aside from the sound nung mga sasakyan, most of it is caused by vibration. Vibration inside the machine, vibration ng cars running through the road. Okay? Kaya lagi nating tinitingnan sa design natin na implement ba yung proper setbacks. Because by doing so, you lessen the vibration that is felt by the building from the road, especially if that is a busy road. Vibration can also be reduced by the use of vibration absorbent surfaces and materials. As you can see in the picture here, ayan, meron siyang nakalagay na padding. Kung sino dito ang naka-experience ng mag-record sa isang recording studio, that is one of the highlights of my life. Ayan. I was able to record 2 songs sa recording studio. The setting is very much like this. It was uh the place was Venice Saturnus studio in Quezon City. So it is an enclosed space. So meron silang enclosed space wherein you do the recording. That space is padded lahat ng walls except for one opening na glass yung door. The rest of the wall is padded, the ceiling is padded, the floor is carpeted. And then when you record, you have your own headset and the microphone is right in front of you. Um in Behind the microphone, padded pa rin yan so that your sound is compressed and it will bounce towards the microphone for the audio input. So malinis, maano talaga 'yon. Ang experience ko going in there, uh, talagang kahit lunok mo maririnig mo eh. Hindi mo maririnig yung labas, hindi mo maririnig yung kahit sino. They will talk to you via speaker. So there's a speaker there or through your headphones. Okay, take let's do another take or let's do it from the top. Ulitin mo ulit or ulitin mo just from the chorus. But they'll play the a few measures before that and then you'll sing the chorus. So, nakaka-conscious lang kasi even yung lunok mo maririnig mo. You won't hear anything else. Just your voice, yung paghinga mo, yung breath intake mo maririnig mo. So, I was really conscious at that time. Tinanong ko, ang lakas sabi ko, ang lakas nung hinga ko, ang lakas nung lunok ko, pati ba yun nare-record? And they said, yes, we will edit it out. So, ganun kalakas yung ano, because your voice is focused on one input device, which is the microphone. So, very similar to that. Yun nga lang hindi ganyan yung shape. It's just parang folder. Tatlong panels, isang nakaharap sa'yo and then two on the side na naka-diagonal. Pero halos ganyan din yung ano. So, we'll be explaining more of that on the following lecture. Okay? So, maririnig nyo ba yung recording na yun? I'll see if I still have a copy of that. It's a church song. One I sung solo and then the other kinanta ko as part of a trio. Okay? So, what is environmental acoustics? Ito naman, outside architectural acoustics is the environment outside. So, ano-ano ba yung environmental noise? Ito yung galing sa transport, as I mentioned earlier, and industrial and recreational activities. Ano-ano ba yan? Industrial, for example, mga planta. Okay? Especially those that are involving heavy machineries. Those machineries, although hindi naman meant na gumawa sila ng sound, they do because they are moving. It is composed of moving parts that vibrate, that rotate. They make certain movements, of course, that will make sound. Ano pa? Recreational activities such as sports. Okay, pag nasa gym ka, of course, that will make some sounds. How do we control it into a level that is acceptable to the users? Okay, yun yung pinag-aaralan sa environmental acoustics. Ano pa? Environmental noise can also be called sound pollution or noise pollution, which can also be harmful on human and animal life. For example, merong construction work sa labas, um, merong binibitak na mga road. Alam na natin yan, expect nyo na yan ha, malapit na naman ang eleksyon. Alam nyo na madaming binabasag na mga kalsada at ni re-repair. So what they do, okay, ang ginagawa nila, hindi naman yan mano-mano, right? So the machines being used for construction, maingay din po yan, okay, which can have a harmful impact if you are hearing that every day or in a regular basis, okay? So sa animal life, ganun din, it disrupts their activities and their lifestyle, which in turn yung animal life pwedeng maitaboy from their own habitat. So yun yung nagiging effect natin. Okay? So it's a propagation of noise with harmful impact. We can limit that, although hindi natin siguro kayang totally eliminate ang noise and environmental noise. Pero pwede nating malesen into something that is more tolerable. Okay, I think that's the end of my slide for today.